Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're taking a look at MultiCharts.net, the starter edition of MultiCharts, which is absolutely free for you to use and download. So what I want to show you today involves something that you may go through fairly often. So I'm just going to jump into it here. If I go to the File menu, I maybe want to open up a new window here, like a chart window, or maybe a dome perhaps. And when you go to add a symbol, one thing you'll need to do is, of course, just select the data source. You see there are a lot of different data sources available here, and these are just all of the different data sources or broker connections that can configure within MultiCharts. For example, I'm using Rhythmic here, so I could just switch there and you can see my symbols that are in my quote manager come up here. But I don't use any of these other data sources at all, so it may be easier if I can just kind of skip through those. So we can actually do that, and we can do that by deactivating them within the quote manager. So what that will do is it will allow them to not appear here, so we won't see some of these here, for example ASCII mapping, bar chart, or so on here. We don't have to have those displayed if we don't want to. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So what we'll want to do, I'm just going to close out of that window, is open up your quote manager, and the quote manager is set up like a separate application here, so you can run it standalone without MultiCharts. So if you just open that up, you should be able to find it in your start menu or something similar there. Now you can see I have just two symbols configured here. We have our quote manager, but what I want to do is, again, I just want to deactivate some of those providers so I don't have to view those within MultiCharts here when I'm just trying to open a chart. So if I go to Tools here, we have an option here for data sources. You also see it has a keyboard shortcut here, Control D. You can choose that as well if you remember that. So I'm going to choose data sources here, and this is going to come up with a window with all of the available data sources that I can use to connect or pull quotes in. You see there are quite a bit of them, and these are the ones that show in MultiCharts as well. So you can see that their status is active, and so if we don't want those to show up, we want to change that. So if I just select this first one here, ASCII mapping, you see there's a button here for deactivate. So now it will show up as inactive. And if I do these for a couple here, we'll show you the results there. And we'll just go ahead and close it. We won't have to do all of them here, but you're welcome to do as many as you like here. Again, just a selection here, and then you just click deactivate. It's a pretty quick process here. We'll go ahead and close. And then if we go ahead and go back to MultiCharts, which can be open at the same time as Quote Manager, so you don't necessarily have to close that down and reopen that. We'll go ahead and open up a new chart. I'm just going to go ahead and use here the quick buttons here, so create a new chart window. And you see if I go through the providers, now all of those ones that I deactivated aren't showing up within this instrument menu list here. The data sources drop down menu, so I don't have to kind of go through all of those. And again, I can deactivate as many of these as I want and only show the ones that maybe I need. In this case, again, I am using the Rhythmic connection, so I'll go ahead and just click connect here, and that should come up for us. So it's a pretty good tip there. If you happen to open up charts or any of those windows fairly often, want to get rid of some of those other providers, you can do that, and you can reactivate them at any time where you need those. If you have any questions about MultiCharts, please feel free to visit our website at www.optimusfutures.com or give us a call.